Hey guys, so I just wanted to come on here real quick and talk about something that I really struggled with for a very long time, and that is basically how how I finally came to a focus when it came to art and what I wanted to do for a living in art. Because I have a lot of interests. And I know that there are other people out there who struggle with this too, with trying to figure out what the heck they want to do and what they want to focus on. And like I said, it took me years. And I guess I don't know, honey. I can't see it. But the long story short, before I even get into it, yeah, is that it you basically you just have to try a lot of things, and that's essentially what I did. How I came to illustration. Yeah, I see that. How I came to illustration as my my main focus for art was just after a lot of trial and error. And because you just don't always know. There are a lot of people who, when they're told as a child that, well, you're probably going to have to get a job when you get older, pick something to make money, you don't know what you want to do. I know as a kid, I had a whole lot of different things that I thought I wanted to do. And I initially, when I graduated high school, I thought I wanted to be a veterinarian. So I actually started school to become a veterinarian. And after 2 years of college, I realized I didn't actually want to do this, and I actually wanted to be an artist instead. And I had been drawing for many years before that. And it all started with my discovery of anime in middle school. But I didn't think I could make a job out of it, basically. Once I graduated high school, I did not think that art could ever be something that would make me money. And so I tried the vet route, and I thought about other possibilities, and I just kept coming back to art, basically. But what kind of art did I want to do? Because I had so many different interests. I have a list here of all the things that I tried out because I thought, oh, that could be really cool to try. I mean, how cool would it be to be an animator, right? Well, I tried out animation, and I found out that while I do really enjoy animation and making animations, I found out that making other people's animations was just not something that I was very passionate about. But making my own animations wasn't going to make me any money, so I couldn't really pursue that because I was trying to make money from my art. So, sorry. And other things. So, fan art. I thought maybe fan art illustration could be... Gosh, they're going to be loud. I tried the fan art thing because you can make a lot of money doing fan art. But honestly, I just wasn't that interested in it. I wanted to make my own characters and my own stories. I tried just writing stories. But I liked drawing so much that I thought that the writing only was, it was interesting to an extent, but not what I wanted it to be. Does that make sense? So I tried comic drawing, and I thought that would be a really cool way to bring my characters and my stories to life. But long story short, it just didn't hold my interest for that long. And for a long time, I did a lot of just traditional illustration, and I did a lot of pen drawing, which I really, really liked, and I still think it's really cool. But again, it just lost its interest to me. I did get commissions doing this kind of work, and I thought I could continue it on, and I probably could have continued and become successful as this type of artist if I'd really pushed it. But I just lost interest. I don't know what else to say. I think it was because I kind of came to a point where I wanted to move on to, I guess, digital. Digital was really just calling to me, if you want to say that. And I wanted to add color, and I don't know, my interest just changed. I guess that's the best way to explain it. I also tried things like 3D modeling and animation, and I do really enjoy 3D modeling, but it came down to just access to a good computer. When I wasn't in school anymore, I just didn't have a good enough computer to make it work for me. And I already had more skills in 2D work, so I just continued on that route. I tried the fine art route. That just did not work for me. It's just not my thing. Might be your thing. It's just not my thing. I went to school for that for like a year, and we'll just leave it at that. I did, let's see, what else is on this list? I tried things like different types of sequential art. I tried storyboarding, and like I said, animation. I tried comic drawing. But the storyboarding thing, I did have one paid storyboarding project, and while it was fun at first, I don't know. It was kind of about, I was working on somebody else's project, and when it was all said and done, when I finished it and turned it in, I realized that I just didn't want to do that anymore. And then finally I started getting, like, I had marked a few things off of my list of possibilities, right? And I was starting to dial things in on what I was really, really interested in. And I kept coming back to just straight up illustration, just drawing cool things. And then I basically got a job, or I got a few different illustration jobs, and I never really got tired of doing illustration. And that was like my first clue, right? Well, I'm not tired of it. I didn't finish a job and think, oh, I never want to do that again, right? So I kept pursuing this. I started getting rid of any other job offerings, I guess like my what I was offering people, what I was telling people I could do, whatever. I started getting rid of things. Like, I took away animation, I took away comic drawing as, jobs that I would do for people that I was up for being hired for. And I just focused on my illustration stuff. And then I got a job doing a children's book. And I was so excited. I thought, this is awesome. This is what I am so excited to try this. And again, when I finished that project, my client was awesome. She was wonderful. And the book was super cute. It was that Poopy Pants Dance book. And I have it right here. It was for this. And I was like, that was adorable. It was fun. I really liked just the no stress, just cute drawings. It was fun. So I got that job, and it was awesome. And I was like, okay, this is what I want to do, at least for a very long time. And now I'm on my 6th, 7th, and 8th book now, I think, that I'm working on, and it has been awesome, and I love it. And here's the other thing. The final product is really exciting to me. That was another really big decision-making factor, was, does the final product make me just so excited to see it? And having the book in my hands, that's cool. Just doing an illustration that stays digital forever, that's fine. But this, holding the book, that is cool. And along the same vein, I also discovered that making board games was a huge interest of mine. I actually had a board game design class in college, and I worked with a really awesome little group of people, and we made a game. And because I was the artist of the group, I got to, tell them, well, I like drawing monsters, and we thought, okay, awesome, we will make a game around monsters. And we made this game, and we ended up taking it to a publisher who we were working on it. Everything got all messed up because of everything that's been going on in the past few years. So the game isn't out yet, but the hope is that it will be out eventually as a full-fledged big box board game to play, to buy and play, and it'll be awesome. And I have worked on playtesting a lot of other board games in the meantime because I was going to that publisher's place and working with them and helping them, and I freaking love it. I love the problem solving of it, and this works for kids books too. I love taking this just idea and fleshing it out and working out all the kinks and making, if we're talking about board games, making the game work, bringing these mechanics together, and then making the art for it and just having this finished product at the end that people can play and have fun with. Like, I love that. But the same goes with children's books. I love taking the author's words or my words and figuring out, problem solving the best illustrations to fit those words, to tell this story visually. If there were no words, how would the story be told with just pictures? But, which is, obviously a form of sequential art, but yeah, but not quite as, as sequential as like comics or animation or something. But yeah, and then you get the final product, you get the book, you get it printed, and it's in your hands, and it's made for kids' enjoyment. That is so cool. Like, I love that. I love that. So that is how, or why, I came to illustration, specifically children's book illustration and board game and video game. I do video game illustration as well, which I also really enjoy. But that's kind of why I came to these things. And you may come to some other decision, other thing that you love doing for, the same reasons, just you came to a different decision. But this is the thing that I find most fun. I've heard many times, don't do the thing that you love as a job because you'll eventually end up hating it. And while that may be true for some people, it's not true for me. I want to do the thing that I love every day, and that's the thing that I live off of. Like, I like it. The eventual goal with where I would like to eventually take my illustration and game making and book making is to the point of just making my own kids books and making my own games and selling those. That would be the eventual goal for me. I already have so many stories that I've written. When you have kids, it's just like an onslaught of kids book ideas constantly. They throw ideas at you all the time, just from watching the funny things that they do, and just, yeah. It's so many. I have a whole folder of ideas, some already written, but I just don't have time. I just don't have time right now to work on my own, which is really sad, but that's okay. I will get there eventually. As for board games and card games, I already have a few games. Again, I have one that's nearly finished. I just haven't had time to do the art for it. And so eventually, that is my goal, and that's my why for choosing illustration. And if you are struggling to figure out what specifically you want to focus on, I'm sorry to say, it just takes time and it just takes trying. You just have to try a lot of different stuff. Some people just know right away what they want to do, and they pursue it, and they just rock it, and it's amazing. And some people, like me, take forever because you just have too many interests. And that's just how it goes. And that's okay. You'll figure it out eventually as long as you keep trying. But yeah, that's what I just wanted to say to you guys. If you have any questions for me, if you have any comments, comment, please. I I love hearing the comments. I love reading the comments and responding. Like the video if you thought, if my kids weren't too annoying. And if you think that I don't know, if this helped you out at all. And, or dislike it if you didn't like it, and tell me why. Please tell me why. And subscribe if you're interested in more art-related business stuff and everything. And I will see you next time. So, bye.